BTS Global News Today, Seoul, October 2025. There was something strange behind Jimin BTS's silent footsteps this week. He was seen at Incheon Airport dressed casually in all black, an oversized hoodie, a black mask, and dark sunglasses. But it wasn't his fashion that made fans and reporters hold their breath. It wasn't the elegant, mysterious Jimin they were used to seeing that drew attention, but rather the line of bodyguards escorting him, twice as many as usual. There was no official announcement from HYB, no security statement, no press conference. Yet, to those watching closely, it was obvious something big and hidden was happening around Park Jimin. Eyewitnesses described the morning scene like a spy movie. 2 black cars stopped simultaneously at the departure area, and 6 men dressed in black with earpieces stepped out first. They formed such a precise formation that everyone nearby instantly knew someone important was about to appear. When the rear door opened and Jimin stepped out, moving slowly but steadily, the air seemed to pause. Since his debut, Jimin had always been accustomed to tight security, but this was different. It wasn't just 2 or 3 personal guards. There were nearly a dozen, moving with almost military coordination. An internal source who requested anonymity said the increased security wasn't without reason. Something happened last week in Europe, they whispered. And ever since then, every movement involving Jimin has followed a new security protocol. Even in Seoul, every step requires double clearance. But when pressed for more details, the source refused to elaborate. Fashion journalists who had just covered Jimin's appearance at Paris Fashion Week said his security team had been unusually tense there, too. Normally, Jimin is quite relaxed, often smiling at photographers, said a freelance photographer from Milan. But this time, no. They moved as if they were protecting a head of state. Questions began to swirl. What exactly is being hidden? Why has someone as warm and open as Jimin suddenly seemed to live behind a thick wall of glass? Some fans at the airport noticed a small, but crucial detail the media missed. One of Jimin's new bodyguards on his left side wore a small metallic badge shaped like a star, different from the usual HYB security logo. It was believed to be from an international VIP protection unit, the kind of detail usually reserved for individuals facing serious threats or involved in high-profile global operations. Rumors spread wildly across international army communities. Some speculated that Jimin was involved in a massive, secret project with a European fashion house, one that included an exclusive multi-million-dollar deal. Others believed the security boost was connected to personal threats received after his shocking appearance at the Paris fashion event last month. But the most intriguing whispers came from a London industry insider, who claimed Jimin was being considered for a global ambassador role under a brand that also works with icons like Zendaya and Timothée Chalamet. If that's true, one industry analyst said, then it's no surprise his security has doubled. Once that kind of news leaks, international paparazzi become a nightmare. Yet another detail made things even more unsettling. Since his return to Korea, Jimin reportedly refused to appear in public for 3 consecutive days. He communicated only through his management and a few trusted individuals. Meanwhile, a fan who recorded a distant video in the Hanamdong area claimed to have seen the same black SUV, with diplomatic plates, parked outside Jimin's apartment for almost an hour. Those vehicles are typically used by official foreign guests. What's the connection between all this? Some security analysts suggest this might be a combination of protection strategy and media maneuvering. When someone like Jimin is transitioning into a new global phase of his career, tighter security is expected, said a former K-pop artist security consultant. But looking at his recent movements, this isn't just physical protection. It's about protecting something or someone. That word, someone, triggered an avalanche of fan theories. Some began linking this situation to Jungkook, who has recently been absent from public appearances without explanation. A theory circulating among fan forums suggested the two might be secretly preparing for a highly confidential duet project, and that Jimin's heightened security was to preserve that secrecy. If Jimin and Jungkook are really working on something together, one large fan account tweeted, HYB would guard them like they're protecting state secrets. Not everyone agreed, though. Some saw the situation as more emotional than strategic. In an older interview, Jimin once said, Sometimes I want to walk alone without anyone noticing, but I know the world won't let me. That sentence now feels hauntingly relevant. Amid all the confusion, one more mysterious event occurred. 2 nights ago, a fan walking around Itaewon claimed to see someone resembling Jimin hurrying through the rain, accompanied by only 2 bodyguards. No cameras, no lights, just hurried steps toward a waiting black car at the end of the street. The 15-second clip went viral under the hashtag #JiminNightWalk, with many fans believing it was the only glimpse of Jimin trying to escape the suffocating watch around him. When our reporter reached out to HYB for comment, the company responded with just one short line: "We cannot comment on the security protocols of our artists." The brevity of that statement only fueled public curiosity. Days later, the intrigue deepened when new photos surfaced from Los Angeles. In them, Jimin was seen stepping off a private jet, escorted by the same guards from Seoul, in an even tighter formation. Interestingly, a man in a denim jacket and face mask followed 2 steps behind him. Many fans were convinced it was Jungkook. No confirmation, no denial, just a blurred silhouette that made the world wonder even more. In an entertainment industry often built on illusion and image, Jimin's actions felt different. He wasn't promoting an album, wasn't performing on stage, wasn't dancing under flashing lights. He was simply walking, silently, guarded in a way no one had ever seen before. It was as if the outside world had become something to keep at a distance, not out of fear, but because something bigger waited behind it. Cultural analysts believe this could mark a new chapter in Jimin's career, a stage where he is no longer just an idol, but a global icon who must live under the same security protocols as the world's A-list stars. When a single move can shift markets, every step is monitored, said a top fashion editor in Seoul. And Jimin is at that point now. Yet behind all of this, there's still a human side, one that's hard to ignore. In a recent interview, Jimin softly confessed, "Sometimes I just want to sit in a park and look at the sky. But even the sky feels far away now." That sentiment now feels like a mirror of his reality. A beloved artist living between fame and isolation, protected by layers of security that may also serve as walls between him and the world. That night in Los Angeles seemed to close the first chapter of this mystery. In a photo taken from afar, Jimin stood on his hotel balcony, wearing a gray hoodie, staring silently into the night sky. The city lights reflected in his eyes, and behind him, 2 guards stood motionless, watching. There was no music, no smile, just silence, long and heavy, as if he, too, was waiting for something. And perhaps, within that silence, lies a message. Maybe the new security surrounding him isn't just about physical protection, but about guarding something fragile, a secret, a feeling, or a promise. The world may guess, the media may speculate, but only Jimin knows what's truly happening behind those doubled security walls. One thing is certain. Since that day, everyone realized that when Jimin moves, the world watches. And when he is guarded that tightly, there's a reason far deeper than mere safety. Something is being hidden, or perhaps prepared, something that will once again shake the world, in the way only Jimin can. At a secret global project? Or something more personal, something only he and someone who once promised to stand with him beneath the rain of a Seoul night would understand. Only time will tell. But one thing remains undeniable. Behind every carefully guarded step Jimin takes now lies a story still unfinished. A story of fame, fear, and perhaps a love quietly growing in the shadows of security that never sleeps.